Hey YouTube, this is Ari the vocalist back with another video. It's a little chilly today in Arizona, surprisingly. A little sprinkly as well, overcast. And I really just wanted to get on here today because I didn't post a video last couple days. And I really just wanted to talk about how depression can really be a coping mechanism for when you're disappointed or things don't go the way you had hoped or unfortunate things happen. I feel like for me, most of my life I've handled disappointments, letdowns, and things that were painful to go through. I've handled it with depression. I feel like depression became like a coping mechanism for me for when things weren't ideal. There's the word I'm looking for. And honestly, I feel like, when you get any habit, anything that becomes a habit for you is hard to break, okay? And since I moved to Arizona, I've noticed a lot of my unhealthy habits over the years definitely came with me here. And I'm having to really take a good look at myself, a good look at my habits of thought, habits in life in general. And, I really learned that a lot of it stems from just not really knowing how to deal with life. So depression is a coping mechanism it's like shutting down. It's like, I'm on overload. I can't process right now. So it's like you're depressed. But I've also heard depression is a deep rest, right? But for me, it's like, I don't want to go too deep in that because I can literally, be so far gone in depression that I disappear, into it. And then none of my goals are accomplished and none of the things that I really wanted to do happen because I shut down in depression. So I just wanted to talk about that some because I felt depression creeping up today. Well, maybe even yesterday, creeping on up, because it's going to do that, especially when you've gone the majority of your life dealing with it. It doesn't just go away. It's not going to go away, especially when it's been a part of your life for so long, because it's the way you've been coping with stress, with unfortunate circumstances that happen, trauma, disappointments, you name it. So I'm walking my dog. He's obviously walking me. But we have to just try a little more each day to realize when that habit is starting to come back up, and we have to say, okay, well, brain, I know you're used to operating in depression, but we're trying to create a new neural pathway in the brain to operate differently and not function, because you're not going to function at your best when you're depressed. You're just not. I could really look at it this way. Depression actually masks what's really going on. And I'm gonna take a seat. You might think you're escaping your reality with depression, right? Depression, what it does is it puts you in a cocoon where you just don't have to deal with all that stuff right now. But it doesn't go away. And you're going to have to deal with it eventually. You're going to have to face the reality. So the more years you spend in facing your pain, your trauma, childhood wounds, regrets, disappointments, sadness, like just whatever, your backpack of stuff from life, right? then it's like when you wake up, because that's kind of what it's like coming out of depression, is like waking up out of a coma emotionally, or, you know, figuratively speaking. It's all there waiting for you. All of it. Every last bit of it is waiting for you when you finally decide, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to, you know, but then it's going to try to come back. And that's what you have to realize and be prepared for when depression tries to re-enter the forefront of your life and controlling your life. Because if you allow it to, it's going to rob you of your now, and it's going to rob you of all the other potential and opportunities that could be if you were not depressed, right? And I know sometimes we got to go through depression, but it can almost become addicting to be depressed, and it can be any habit you can be addicted to that habit. I don't care what it is, right? Our vices, our things that we do in depression. You know, some people use substances, some people drink alcohol, some people overeat, some people indulge in overspending, or just to distract themselves from it, right? There's things we do to distract ourselves from the depression itself. But if we really know we're in a depression and in like a deep grief of some sort, instead of running from it, you know, ask yourself, why are you in it? Like, what is it really about? That it stems from somewhere. And when you start to unravel what this depression is masking, or what it's hiding underneath, then you can get to the root of how you became used to functioning in depression in the first place. Does that make sense? That's just what I feel. I mean, that's just what I'm noticing with myself, is sometimes it's just a habit. We're used to whatever habit we create in our mind, our habit of thought. And I feel like, you know, the more we question it, the better off we are, instead of just allowing it to just going with it. You know what I mean? We navigate our internal compass, our you know, GPS, the God within us. And depression is not of God. Definitely not, right? God does not want us depressed and sad and unhappy. Personally, that's just how I feel. Depression, you know, it's just not a very happy place to be. Sometimes it is necessary, though. We got to grieve. I feel like depression is a deep grieving process. So I just wanted to speak on that, because it's been something that's come and gone so much in my life. It's exhausting sometimes how much it's visited me. But that's how I have to see it. It's visiting me. How long am I going to allow it to stay with me? How long am I going to allow it to be operating my mind, you know? And what can I do to shorten the visit, I guess I should say. Anyway, that's just what I have to say today. I am, I don't want to say fighting against depression, but I am being able to combat, you know, from allowing it to completely take over me and slow me down and mess up my flow, you know. It might be there. I'm gonna put it into the back of my mind. It's not gonna control the forefront, is what I'm saying. So we can conquer depression. We really can, and we can make it have a back seat instead of the front seat in our lives. So, guys, this is Aria, the vocalist, here in Maricopa, Arizona. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if anybody's struggling out there with depression, please don't hesitate to seek resources. There are resources out here for us. There's support, there's therapy, and you're not alone. So you don't have to go through it alone. And it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to need support and help sometimes. So anyway, take care, you guys. See you in the next video.